Hello everyone. Today I'm going to make this bridge fold card. I've had a lot of queries and questions regarding how it's made, so I thought I would do a tutorial. So what I'm going to do is I have everything cut and ready, and I'm going to show you what you'll need and what size it's going to be. So this part here is the base of the card, and this needs to be 7 by 7. And we're going to have to score this. And this piece is going to be scored every 1 inch from each side. So we're going to score it 1 inch, and then what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over, because we're going to be folding them 2 different ways. So if you flip over, you won't get any breaks in your card. So we're going to score at 1 and at 2, and then we're going to flip it back over. Now what I like to do is turn it around this way, so I can score again at 1 and flip it over and score again at 2. Now we're going to flip it back. This is what we'll call the front of the card. So the front of the card is where we scored down on the 1 and scored down on the 6. So this needs to be to the front. So what goes on this, we need to do 1, 2, the middle piece, 3, 4, 5. So we need 5 pieces for the front, and the bridge part is 6. And on the back, what we will just put is a piece here in the center. So you can write to whoever and from yourselves, or just if you want to put a little note in there. So the pieces we're going to need to go onto this are these pieces here. So we're going to need 4 pieces, and these are going to be cut. So this piece of card is 7/8, and it's 6 7/8 long, and we're going to need 4 pieces of those, and they're going to go on the front of the card here, 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 and here. Now we're also going to need some of the smaller DSP or paper to go on top of the gold card, and they're going to be 3/4 of an inch by 6 3/4 long. So each of those will be 6 3/4 long by 3/4 of an inch wide, and each of those will go on the gold card that we've just seen. Now we're going to need some cards for in the middle. We're going to need 2 pieces of gold card, and these are going to measure 6 7/8 long by 2 7/8 wide. So we'll need one of these for the front and also one of them for the back. So that's 6 7/8 long by 2 7/8 wide. And we're also going to need our decorative paper to go on the front and our white piece to go on the back. And that's going to be 6 3/4 by 2 3/4. So it's 6 3/4 long by 2 3/4 wide. And we're going to need the same for the back as well. Our DSP will go on the front like that, and then we'll take the other gold piece that we have and put the white on top of that. So that's our front and our back done. Now the next thing we need to get is our bridge piece, and we're going to use a piece of brown card and some gold card and some DSP. And this will need to be about 5 inches long by 1 inch wide. And it'll, you know, once you've put this across here and you fit it down flat, it's going to fit perfectly. So the gold piece that we're going to use is 7/8 wide, and it's 4 7/8 long. So, but this is going to go on our brown piece of card, which will match the base of the card itself, and then the DSP will go on top of that. So we'll have our brown piece, our gold piece, and our paper. So this is going to be 1 inch by 5 inches long, and then we'll put our 7/8 piece by 4 7/8 gold card on top of that, and then our paper piece, which will go on top of that, is going to be 3/4 of an inch wide by 4 3/4 long. So it's 3/4 of an inch wide by 4 3/4 long. So these 3 pieces will sit nicely one on top of the other. And then I have these 2 cut aparts from the sheets, and I'll probably use them on the card. The little one with the bags on the back has safe travels, miss you already, and I'll probably put that on the back there. And the piece, the world awaits, I may put that on the front. I'm going to see how it looks. So either we'll put that there or we'll put this one here, and I think I might go with this one. This one fits perfectly. So you can cut them down to whatever size you like, or you can use a sentiment or some stickers, but I may just put this here like that. I may have to trim it down because it's a little bit wide, but if I'm not happy with it, I won't use it, but we'll wait and see. So that's all our pieces that we need to make the card. And now what we're going to go do is put our scoreboard away and take out our base piece of card. So here you can see there's 4 score lines on the page, and we're going to have to fold them. So the first score line, which is nearest the middle, I'm going to fold that towards me. And then the second score line for the edge, I'm going to fold away. So we're going to have a mountain fold and a valley fold. And I'm going to use my bone folder, my scoring tool, to get nice creases on that. So there you go, that's the side of it with our folds. And now I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to copy and do the same thing. I'm going to take the paper and put it towards me and score it on the first one and then on the second one. So again, we'll have our mountain and our valley folds, and I'll score them with my scoring tool. And there we go, all nice. We can put them in together like that, but when it's in our envelope, it will sit like that. And you can put it to either side, to the left or to the right, and then it'll fit in the envelope nicely. So now we have that done, we need to put our gold paper card and our papers on top. So why don't we go ahead and do that now? And I'm going to start with the middle piece. So you can use liquid glue, or you can use a tape roller. I have the Aleene's tacky glue here and I use that, but the top on this one is quite wide on the nozzle, so I've ordered some of the fine tipped bottles from Amazon, and I'm going to put some of the glue into that. So you can use the Nuvo glue. I love using Nuvo glue. It doesn't leave any tacky residue if it kind of leaks out. You know, I just find that because it's not going to be tacky, this is what I would normally use. But today I'm going to use my tape roller. Now normally when I'm using my tape roller, I will do the whole length of the card, and I'm very generous with both the glue and the roller. But today I'm going to use just a small amount. Excuse me. So you can use as much or as little as you like, but generally when I'm watching the Stampin' Up ladies do it, they only use a small bit. But for the middle piece here, I'm going to put plenty of tape on that and attach it down so that I know it's not going to come off or fall out or anything like that. So we'll just pop that on there, and you can see there's a nice border, and we'll put some tape on the back. And again, I'm going to put plenty of tape on this. This is going to fit nicely in here. I'm just going to center it up and try and not get a wonky line. And that doesn't always go right. So here we go. I'm just going to make sure my fold and creases there are fitting in well. So that's sitting in there nicely. And next we're going to take our pieces of paper or DSP and our gold cardstock, and we're going to tape them down. Now for the video, I'm going to put a little bit of tape on the top and bottom and place them on there, but normally I would put plenty of either tape or glue on there to make sure it's well secured. If you can hear any footprints while I'm doing that, this is I have two fur babies. I have a big black dog called Buster, and I have a gold dog called Ghost, and they regularly come in and interrupt me while I'm crafting. Buster tends to lie here at the base of my chair where I'm sitting, so you'll hear all his scratchy little nail marks while I'm here putting all the DSP paper onto the gold cardstock. So again, I'm just putting a small amount of tape at the top and bottom and then attaching that down onto the gold card. But like I said, you can use glue so that you've got a little bit of wiggle room to get it right, or you can use your tape or double-sided tape, whatever you like to use yourself. So it's the last piece now, and we're going to get that down. And we'll stick that down there. Now I'm after putting the tape on the wrong side of the paper. Oh, how annoying. But, you know, these things happen when we're crafting, and I'm going to put some of my powder that I used for when I'm embossing. I'm going to put some of that on there, and it won't matter a bit. So I've put a little bit on it for now. Some tape is on the back, and we're going to stick that down. And I'm going to make sure and powder over that tape that I've put on the wrong side properly later. And, you know, you won't even see it or notice it. So these pieces need to go on here, and I'm going to do that now. So we're going to put each of our panels down here, and we're going to have a very fine border around each piece that we put down. So I'm going to play a little bit of music now while I'm doing this for you, and you'll be able to watch me as I put it down. So now it's time to embellish the card and deciding what I'm going to put in the middle, on the front and on the back. I've got some die cuts already done. I have the airplane, the boat and a couple of clouds. And I have these two cut aparts. So I think I'm going to put the plane the same as the previous card I've made. And to do that, I'm going to cut off a piece of acetate. And I'm going to put some tape on that and then stick the wing of my plane onto the acetate. Now you can use red tape, you can use glue, or I have this blue tape that I get from my art suppliers, and it works just like red tape. It's nice and strong, and I know once I adhere my paper onto the blue tape, it's going to hold it, and it'll be clear once I take the top off the tape. It'll be clear, and you won't even see that there's anything on there that the plane is stuck to. Well, you will if you look really closely, but you know, it's great. And I just find that using the tape, it sticks straight away, whereas if you use a liquid glue, you have to allow it time to actually adhere and to take. So now I have my plane there, and that's more or less where I want it. Now, do I want to put this cut apart, "The world awaits," on the back or not? Do you know what? I think I'm not. I'm just going to put some liquid glue onto my boat, a few little drops here and there, and I'm just going to put that down. I'm going to use my tweezers to help me pick it up, and I'm going to use one of my blocks just to give it a chance to adhere. Now I have 3 clouds, and I think I'm going to put one onto some acetate as well. So I'm going to take some of my blue tape and put it on each end of my acetate, and then attach my cloud to that. Now I find that if you take your bone folder or scoring tool and rub down on the tape before you take the cover off it, I find it takes the air out from underneath and it gives you, you know, a better stick. So now where are we going to put it? Where is the best place to put this? Because I want to be able to see the plane and I want to be able to see the cloud, but I know I want it to go up here, so yeah, I think that looks okay. I might move it over a little bit later, you know, but that'll do for now. And these 2 other clouds that I've die cut, I'm just going to stick them in here on the back, just above the boat. So it looks like my sailboat is sailing away. It's a bit of a cloudy day and there's an airplane overhead. So if you're heading off on your travels, you can, you know, go on a boat or go on an airplane. Pity Lizzie didn't put a train in. Anyway, between the car and the little scooter, she gave us loads to get on with. And these die cuts, they're absolutely beautiful. The way all the little bits cut out, they really are a stunning die set. So there we go, I've moved my plane over a little bit now. I'm just going to put one of my cut aparts on the back. And like I said, you can cut the cut aparts down to whatever size you like. I wanted a bit of white border around each edge, so I cut it, you know, quite fine. But I'm going to press this down here, and I might add something to the back of that later on. Now I put some brads on the other card that I made, and I have this X-cut tool. If you can pop open the top there, and it has 3 different sizes, and I like to use this rather than a punch if I have a couple of layers. So I'm going to put one on the bottom here and one on the bottom on the left side as well, and I'm just going to use 2 brads for this. I put 3 on each side of my previous card, but I'm going to kind of mix it up and do it a little differently this time. So I've picked out the peach colored brads. There's some peach in the paper and in the bridge part, so they'll match nicely, I think. Yeah. So now I have just a few stickers left, and I'm going to take one of these stickers and it says, "Love this view." Now I might put it on the top, or I might put it on the back. Yeah, I like this. I might just pop it across the top on the back like that there. Yeah. quite happy with that. So I'm going to put a bit of shine and sparkle on, and I love Wink of Stella. I love the sparkle that it gives. You won't really see it well on the video, but in real life, when the light hits it, it's got great sparkle. So I'm going to put some just on the airplane and the boat, so that when you're looking at the card, you'll see them shine. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Now, whenever I have little bits of paper, when I'm doing a card left over, like this little piece of gold, I have punches here off to my right, all different types. And normally what I'll do is I'll use the punch to punch out some little hearts or butterflies or stars or letters or whatever, rather than just throwing those bits away. And sure, what good are they to keep? So I'm going to punch out some hearts, and I'm going to put a couple of them on the card just as another embellishment. Now, I could have used some of the sequins that Lizi had in the pack, but I think I'm just going to put a couple of hearts on this, 2 atop of the bridge and 1 just beside the boat. And I'm going to put 2 on the back as well, so it's all, you know, all kind of matches and looks well. So I'm going to put 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom. And there you go. That's basically our card. It's a little bit different from the other one we've done, but I think no less, you know, it's just as nice. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Here's some of pictures of the cards that I've made for you to have a look at. And I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. If you like what I do, please follow me on YouTube, Instagram and Facebook. And until next time, thanks for watching. Bye bye.